Good morning, good afternoon to all the participants. My name is Tonnie De Koster. I work in the European Commission on the international aspects of digital transformation in the department in charge of digital policy called DG Connect. In the European Union, we attach really a great deal of importance to standardization and to international cooperation on standardization to make sure that we attain global interoperable standards for digital technologies and thereby create global successes and best consumer experience. And we launched this program, Indico, a few years ago to cooperate with a series of third countries on standardization in digital technologies called Indico. And one of those countries is, of course, Korea, with whom we have a very long-standing and deep cooperation on digital affairs. So it's only normal that today we enjoy also the close cooperation, taking advantage of the close cooperation of our standard setting bodies, ETSI in the European Union and TTA to organize a webinar about IoT and smart cities, which are of course very relevant areas and where there is a lot of work done around standardization, which we would like to promote at the global level. So this is opening words, but without further ado, I want to give the floor to my colleague in the delegation of the European Union in Korea, in Seoul. Christophe, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Tony. And so my name is Christophe BESSE, and I'm the head of the Trade and Economy section at the EU delegation here in Korea. I'm very pleased to open this EU-Korea cooperation workshop on Internet of Things and smart cities today, and to welcome you all on board. So it's very timely and significant to share views and to discuss future cooperation in the digital field. This workshop is indeed organized as part of the EU-funded Indico project. So Indico promotes digital policy cooperation, specifically global, open, and interoperable standards in a range of countries, including South Korea, Japan, India, China, the US, Brazil, and of course the EU. So Indico mainly focuses on key technologies such as 5G, Internet of Things, cybersecurity, and today's focus is indeed on Internet of Things in the specific context of smart cities. Smart cities are a great source of innovation in many domains, including smart energy, smart water management systems, smart mobility, etc. We will learn more about this and the importance of data interoperability and common standards from today's experts. I would like to mention also that Indico is a stepping stone towards the EU-Korea digital partnership. So it is my great pleasure to welcome to this introductory session a number of colleagues and partners from the Indico organization. So in particular, I would like to welcome Dr. Casey Koo, the president of the Korean Telecommunication Technology Association, TTA, and Adrian Scrase from the European Telecommunication Standard Organization, ETSI. So I guess now I give the floor to Casey Koo. Is that correct?
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's correct the pronunciation. Anyway, thank you very much to kind words on this precious workshop. I think that this workshop is already, we hold a series of the themes IoT and smart city and 5G beyond or something like that. Anyway, I sincerely welcome all of you in this precious workshop, especially distinguished Mr. Christophe BESSE, is from the Minister Counsellor and Tonnie De Koster. We already met via the Zoom. Anyway, advisor of the ECDG Connect and Mr. Stefan Kremer, first counselor. We met the last workshop. And my old dear colleagues, Mr. Adrian Scrase from ETSI, yesterday night we each other met them. Anyway, last but not least, any colleagues from TTA and ETSI. First of all, I'm very happy that we meet again, as we promised last year at second Smart City Cooperation Workshop in April. It was just 1 year ago. I would like to express my sincere thanks to all of you for your efforts and the hard works to make this workshop on EU-Korea cooperation continue. Actually, I believe today's workshop is more meaningful and symbolic because two ministries in Korea, there is the Ministry of Science and ICT and the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport supported this workshop through the interministerial cooperation. Both ministries are now conducting a smart city innovation development project since 2018. I think that this is the first joint workshop on the workshop. On behalf of the both ministries in Korea, TTA would like to show sincere thanks to ECDG Connect and ETSI. When it comes to our subject, as you already well noted, Persian city have been grown up by broadening its physical territories and population in numerical numbers. But nowadays, smart cities are developing itself by solving its own problem with the efficient function, using its platform set up with the emerging technology such as DNA. In Korea, DNA stands for AI, network as 5G, and data. So the competence of the smart city, depending on how much the city are using DNA technology in order to contain and enhance various value and technologies successfully in the smart city. I think that it is important to endeavor to continue doing innovative research and development, standardizing various technologies convergently and vertically without any distinction between work area or type of industry. In this regard, today's workshop would be very meaningful that we deal with overall topics related to a smart city, from a policy initiative to a vision, R&D program, technology and standards, use cases from both regions. And I think that speakers and panelists will discuss how to develop cooperative work between both regions. Anyway, accordingly, both EU and Korea will need to establish and enlarge future-oriented cooperation for smart city development, which will make infrastructure among each country's industry, academy, and sector cooperate and challenge together for creating a foundation for growth of the smart cities in the future. Anyway, lastly, to all the speakers and the panelists, thank you very much for participating and taking your time to present in today's workshop, and wish your cooperation and endeavor continue to do all your experts here. I look forward to your insightful presentation and discussions. And finally, another special thanks to the Indico and ETSI, especially Javier and Mikhail from ETSI and TTA staff for preparing this meaningful workshop. Thank you very much.
Adrian.
Yes, thank you, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this webinar. ETSI, of course, places very high importance on the production of global standards, and that work is largely based on interregional cooperation with trusted partners. And when we talk about trusted partners, I mean, TTA is a very good example. We've been working together, ETSI and TTA, for more than 2 decades. At least I personally have been working in my ETSI capacity for more than 2 decades with TTA. So we know how to do this. It's not something new. It's a matter of using that experience and putting it then to good practice. And when trying to find appropriate subjects where we can cooperate together and produce global standards, smart cities and IoT really lend themselves perfectly to this sort of modus operandi. Interoperability and economies of scale are absolutely paramount for the success of IoT and smart cities. We know this is a very cost-sensitive area, so we must do everything we can to increase the interoperability and drive down the cost. And that is, by experience, best achieved by having globally applied standards. So it's a great pleasure that today we have this webinar with the EU, ETSI and TTA. Again, we know how to do this. Let's just put it into good practice. And I personally am really looking forward to listening to the presentations that I'm sure are going to be incredibly interesting this morning. I just wish the webinar well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adrian. I mean, thank you so much. I think this closes off this opening session. I think just to explain that the way the sessions are structured, where we really wanted to look first into how policy